Hola and bienvenidos. Hello and welcome everyone to episode 2 of the Road to Drone Autonomy series. For those who missed the first episode, quick context, Road to Drone Autonomy is a 3-part series where we host leading drone solution providers from around the world to share their eventful journey in the drone industry. We had a terrific conversation with Carl Rafferty of Jet Set RC from the UK in the previous episode. And today we have yet another fantastic speaker joining us all the way from Spain. Before embarking onto drone flights, our guest speaker today has been a distinguished land surveyor and technical engineer with more than 15 years of expertise in 3 different nations. He currently heads the Cartogalicia Technical Office and has led and managed projects involving LiDAR, multispectral, and photogrammetric such as aerial, ground, surface vehicles. From technical inspections to precision agriculture, site studies and measurements, 3D modeling and volumetric analysis with remotely piloted vehicles, he's done it all. So without any further ado, let's welcome on stage Javier Menéndez. Buenas tardes, Javier. ¿Cómo estás?
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, Baisari. It's nice to speak with you today. And I'm very fine here today. It's a lovely day of summer in Spain. So I'm getting excited for this part and let's see.
Thank you once again. Before we begin, if anybody from the audience has any questions for our guest speaker today, please leave them in the chat window and we'll address them at the end of the show. And thank you all for joining amidst your big busy schedule. So to kick off our conversation today, Javier, I'll ask the age-old question. Could you tell us a little bit about your background? What brought you to the drone industry and subsequently Cartogalicia?
Well, I have been working as land surveyor since 2006. I have experience in construction, in all kind of construction as railways, highways, tunnels, buildings, all biomass, power plants, and a lot of stuff in construction, right? So I discovered this drone industry when I was working in Canada in 2016. We were there, the main constructor. We built there 2 biomass power plants in 2 different locations in British Columbia in Canada. So I started using the drones there as a hobby because I love take fancy pictures from the air. They are amazing and I love those pictures. So I start using the drones just for as a hobby, but I start using it also as a work tool because, well, we have to, as main constructor, we have to check the progress of our crews, of our other teams and other subcontractors. So I use my drone to just take a pictures and follow the progress every week for enclosure panels, heat tracing cables on the roofs, all that kind of stuff, like how many manpower does this constructor have today. So I start using that and using some pictures in our weekly and monthly reports. So that was my start with the drones, and I start searching more info on web. I remember that this was like 6 years ago, so it's not easy. It was not easy to find more information that I need to know in that time, right? So I started looking for more info as I have photogrammetric knowledge. So I know that I can plan a mission as a grid mission, and I can get pictures to get ortho mosaics or whatever, right? So that was my start in this industry. I started to get in ortho mosaics and 3D models, and with the first results that I can get in that time, and change my mind changed a lot. And I say, okay, what I am walking every day, taking points with my GPS. Uh, what about if I just go there and fly my drone and that's it in 1 hour and I finish my job, right? So that was my start in the industry, in this industry.
Great work, Javier. So, right starting from manual operations to drone, and then now moving on to the next phase, that is autonomous drone operations, you seem to come a long way. And I would like to dig a little deeper into which industries do Cartogalicia's customers typically fall into. From your experience, you've been working across all domains, but then if you would like to highlight a few industries that Cartogalicia's customers mostly fall into and the primary services that you provide.
Where our primary services here in Cartogalicia are the energy industry and also wind, solar, power lines, but also construction companies and of course mining and forestry companies that we perform a lot of LiDAR and photogrammetry jobs. So those are our main industries and our main clients. Um, we process all this information and we can calculate volumes and we can work with 3D point clouds. We can calculate elevation models, and at the end we deliver to our client the results that they need to perform their projects.
That sounds great. So, as a drone solution provider, what are the biggest challenges that you have to overcome on a day-to-day basis?
Well, the main challenges are always based on the access to the project's locations. Here in Spain, we have several places that are very, very difficult to access. So even here in our region, where we live and where we also work, there are a lot of parts that are very inaccessible. So for us, the main challenge is always based on the access to the site. Normally, the location of the mines or the paths of the power lines are not easy to access. And we spend a lot of time just driving to the site, going around to look for a good access. You can break your car, you can break your your leg, you can you have fall risks and all that stuff. So, well, it's not an easy job, but we have to do it and perform it every day. So another challenge is also to arrive to our office. When you start processing all the information that you collect all day long, you can find sometimes that something went wrong. You don't know why, but you can miss a part of your area. You don't have pictures or you don't have LiDAR information or whatever the information that you are getting there, and that's very, very frustrating for us, for the team, and for the boss, for of course, right? So it's not easy to come to go again, fly the same area, and recollect the information. So that's those are the main challenge to our day-to-day basis.
So relatable. Coming from a survey background myself, I can totally relate to the travel time that is spent to sometimes you information, you come back to the base station and you realize that the data that you've collected is incomplete. So person, and you've been involved in operations day in and day out. So do you have any anecdotal stories to share from any of your previous deployments or customer projects that you've been involved in? And given that mining operations is the topic of a discussion, so if you could highlight one such experience.
Well, I have a lot of anecdotes, but it's hard to choose one just for sharing. But I remember that in one of our mining operations, we arrived to the site, and there were a lot of security guards, policemen on that location, and a lot of people of the crew of the mine. We found there I don't know, 30 people there just for a small flight that we have to perform to calculate an area, and that's it. So we asked about it to the boss there, and they have planned a blasting there. So because of the rain, they have how do you say that, to overtake it. So because it's going to rain at the end, at the time proposed, right? So we arrived there, and they had to overtake the blasting because of the rain, right? So we arrived there. We only have a few minutes because, well, for us it's a good plan. We can fly before the blasting and after the blasting, so we can calculate volumes for the blasted material, right? So we just have like 10 minutes before they start the blasting to collect all that information with our LiDAR and our our camera sensor. And well, it was a funny day, but it was very, very quickly everything. And at the end, we can record the full blasting because we have a lot of drones. So we put a couple of them in two corners. So we recorded the blasting at the same time, and we made to them a special video for them, and it was very, very funny at the end. But from the when we arrived there, it was, oh my god, what is that? It's just we are just going to fly a drone. So that's one of the anecdotes that I can share with you.
That's an excellent point. In fact, I understand how frustrating it can be when you reach the site and you cannot do what you're supposed to do out there because of some unforeseen circumstances, and then you're forced to come back to the station. At least in your chance, you had managed to capture the final images, but then there are so many times that it is very disappointing, and it's just not the right opportunity to collect data, and you need to come back, and the time that you already spent, the time resources that you spend is already gone. So I for one sure hope that this could be one of the main reasons that propelled you to go ahead with autonomous drone operations. But then let's hear it from you. What was one of the primary reasons for the use of drone docking stations, and why in particular was it Hextronics?
Well, the main reason, well, we always fly our drones in a mission, in a planned mission, because it's the only way that we have for assure that you get the correct information, the correct pictures with the overlap for every project. So we use the planned mission every time, every day. We don't do any manual flight for this for our job, right? So everything is going planned from our office we check it there on site, because maybe we have to change anything there because we see I don't know, a wire or a tower, a power line or something like that. But we love planned missions because it's the only way that we can assure that the information is correct. So we start looking for these dock stations. We like the Hextronics solution because their dock allow you to swap the batteries, and you can work with the drone at any time, and no matter how big is your surveying area, because you can change and you can swap the batteries, right? So we like the robotic arm that they do. They install in the dock station, and because it's amazing seeing like he do all the tasks perfectly connected, and it's great for me. At the end, we see this dog station as the best tool for our services in some remote places, or for some routinary work that we have to perform every week. Uh, Everything for calculate volumes, right? So it's perfect for our job.
Yes, I think drone docking station makes the most sense when you use them for repeatable operations, which you need to constantly conduct every week, every day. So mining operations is where there's constantly work going on, and I think that is one excellent use case of drone docking stations. So currently, I know you've just gotten onboarded to the whole platform of FlightNow and Hextronics. So how are you currently using the solution Drone Dock? Are you using it for demonstrations to your end customers? And how has your experience been so far?
Well, actually, we are working on the BVLOS validation in Spain. I think you also speak on the part one from this.
Yes.
BVLOS is impossible in some places. Here, we will be the first company that validate the system, or the
Oh, that's
BVLOS
great.
validation, right? So it's hard for us because we are the first, but we have to do it. We have to do it for all the Spanish people and for all the world people, okay? Because we have to do it. It's the future. It's the future. If the legislation is not going to change, this industry is it will not make sense anything that we do every day. So we are working on this validation. To get this important step, we have located the dog that we have in a secure area, and we are testing the full system and preparing all the documentation for the authorities. Right now, we are just using it for demonstrate to our final client the capabilities of the system. We have there a pilot. When I have to perform any test, I have a pilot in there with another RC remote controller for be prepared for the legislation. So my pilot should be on that location. So it's in there, and I can operate it, security and safe, right? So we are on this process right now here in Spain, and I hope to finish with the legal paperwork during this year. I hope.
I think that's excellent news again, Javier. The whole Spanish drone industry is going to thank you for all the efforts that you're spending, and taking this down to history, where you will be one of the first to get BVLOS approvals for your operations, as well as I think that is going to set the record as well as a path for any other organizations who are also planning to perform BVLOS operations. So thank you again for your commendable work.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
It's Kurt.
Kurt who?
Courtesy. By Shali. Show some courtesy to the world's most deployed battery swapping drone docking station ever.
Oh, look who's here to say hi. Welcome, Kurt. So sorry for my discourteous introduction. So to everyone here in the audience, Kurt's quite a popular face, but those who are unaware, Kurt is the founder and CEO of Hextronics, which builds powerful battery swapping drone stations or docking stations for the Mavic series and the M300, and they're soon going to build it for custom drones as well. So welcome, Kurt, once again to the show. And since you're here now, why don't you tell us your experience working with Javier?
Yep, Javier, it's a pleasure. Always good to see you. We started talking earlier this year, and we met up at AVSI. We had a good time. We made a bond, and we know that we're going to be successful together. Whatever it takes, we're in it. And our teams have been working closely together in order to get the best solution working and getting the system integrated with your team. And we're here to support you 100%, always through it. So whatever you need, just contact with us, and we'll do it. And even with it, I know it's pretty hot over there in Spain. Javier, what's the temperature?
Yes, right now, today it's fine because we only have 32 Celsius degrees, so it's good. But last week was like 40, 42, and we live in the north of Spain, and it's very weird for us, this temperature.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. It's summer.
And the stations, the air conditioner in the station
is still there, and it's working perfect. I don't have any problem with them. So it have been a lot of storms these days, these past weeks. He's still there. A lot of rain is still there, and a lot of heat and warm climate. So it's still there, Kurt. Don't worry.
Still there. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm very thankful to be here today. Thank you, Vaishali, and anything we can do, let's move forward together.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Kurt and Javier, for this conversation. And as everybody must be aware, it's peak summers in Europe, and it's reaching temperatures like nothing before. And like Kurt mentioned, the teams have been working very closely to ensure safe operations, and since docking stations are always kept outside, be it rain, be it heat, so it is supposed to work in all of these conditions, and that's what Kurt and his team is ensuring. So again, thank you, Kurt, for all your efforts and for attending this impromptu conversation. So thank you once again. And for anybody who would want to know more about Hextronics, we are dropping in the links in the chat window. So please go over and visit Hextronics' page and get a complete overview of what Hextronics does. If at any point of time you want to reach out to Kurt and their team, so we are also dropping an email address for you to quickly reach out to them and get your questions clarified. Thank you again, Kurt. It was great having you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt.
All right. So back to Javier. How is the regulatory landscape in Spain, Javier? Is the government supportive of BVLOS operations? Because now that this is a very new thing.
No yet, sorry. The regulation here in Spain is very excessive. The government doesn't allow to us these BVLOS operations, but yet, because we are working on it, this is our objective for this year, to validate the system and get start operating with BVLOS as soon as possible, please. And we have to change the legislation and validate the system with them, and automatize everything that we can do with, for sure, for mining and all this stuff that we perform every day.
I'm sure with all the efforts that you are spending, the government will definitely look forward to working with organizations such as yours and opening up the skies to more autonomous drone operations. What about your customers and enterprises that you're working? Are they looking for such solutions too?
Sorry? No, I can't hear you right now. Sorry.
No, I just wanted a quick idea that how about your customers, the customers that you're going for demonstrations, Are they looking for such solutions as well? Like, are they interested in such solutions?
Yes, they are interested, of course. Our demonstration clients are more like oriented for example, for solar panels inspections.
Okay.
Also for security, and it's not only for surveying or mining or forestry, but well, our final client would be everybody who wants to put a dog in their projects and in their company to perform any routine every day. So yes,
Okay.
we are open here to any client. It's easy to use, and we can explain to them all the all how this system works.
All right. And let's talk a little about mining operations. So, what are the major benefits that you consider drone in a box solutions would bring in for mining operations?
Well, the benefits for the drone in a box solution brings to this industry, to mining, for sure, is saving time, saving money, because I don't have to move every day or every week pilot or a couple of pilots to each location. And the cost of the pilots is during their works for, I don't know, accommodation, other needs, food, beverage. So I don't have to spend that money, right? So I have my pilot
Yes.
sitting in front of the screen, and the stress is less because they don't have to run to get there at time. And so I think the benefits are a lot. You can be working in different projects at the same time, no matter the distance from the office to the site. So it's perfect. The benefits are all.
I think and coming and that coming from you as a technical person who's been on field day in and day out, it's a lot of testament and validation that drone in a box solutions are going to stay and going to change the way operations or drone operations are carried out in the future. So
For sure.
how how can I have a few questions, but I think we are almost we are going to be short of time, but then I'll quickly wrap a few questions. So how businesses who are wanting to deploy drone in a box solutions, especially in Spain, how can they take your help? I'm talking about enterprises or your end customers who would like to get started with this solution. How can they take your help?
Well, I'm always available to collaborate and work with companies, not only in our country. We also perform jobs in Portugal, for example. It's the
Okay.
country that is our neighbor, and where we have in there a lot of clients who trust in our capabilities, and our clients for us for more than 20 years. So we they can contact us to solve their projects, any from any part of Europe, but especially from Spain and Portugal. Okay, we can operate. We can work and operate in all the European countries, but normally the moving costs are too high to work in there because you are not
Yes.
cost effective, right? So drone in a box solutions will be the perfect tools to be active and improve our presence in different countries in Europe, of course.
I think that's wonderful that you work not just in Spain but Portugal too, and definitely people who are looking for or enterprises looking for such solutions can reach out to Cartogalicia and Javier. The registration page on Luma, you'll also see Javier's profile where you can just go have a chat with him as well. So head over there or head over to Javier's website, company website, Cartogalicia, and just hit them up. Last few questions. So, what do you think about the future of the industry, and what is your vision for the market evolving?
Well, Vaisali, the future is now, and we can see drones every day, everywhere. performing jobs in a lot of industries and different industries. So we have to work hard to get the proper permits that allow us to, or allow to the DSP companies to save money, save time, and keep the and keep be more availability, have more availability for any project, right? So I see the dock station as the perfect tool to automatize a lot of routinary works, not only in construction or inspection, but also in transportation, security, or even delivery.
Thanks, Javier, for such a positive outlook. And just last question, do you have any advice for budding entrepreneurs?
Well, all the starts are very hard, but when you have any project or dream in your mind, especially in this industry, you have to move forward, go straight, and fight for them and make them reality. It's possible, and you have to fight it.
Thanks, Javier, for the advice. And also, thank you for being a part of this conversation. We appreciate such insights about working about how Cartogalicia functions and your journey. So I'm sure it has been a very good learning experience for whoever is joining us today. I will quickly move on to the final bits by just sharing that the upcoming episode is going to be live next Thursday for episode 3 of the Road to Drone Autonomy series, in which I host yet another drone service provider all the way from Greece, and we talk about everything security. So thank you, audience, for your participation and for your time. You've been an excellent audience. Javier, do you have any closing thoughts for everyone out here?
No, I just want to thanks to you to give me this opportunity, and please don't hesitate to contact me by LinkedIn or email. If you, for the audience, have any question, I'll be here to answer and to get address all this. Thanks to you.
Yes, we've added Javier's contact information in the chat window, so you can just access that information out there. If you have any questions on Flight Now and Flightbase's offerings and solutions, then please reach out to us at flightnow@flightbase.com. We are going to drop that link down here as well. Thank you again, audience. Adios. See you soon. See you next Thursday. Have a great day. Have a fantastic day out there. Thank you.